And all of his shirts are over on this shelf here. Then we take it, that part. And with the holes here, to get it through the hole, the shirt, you're gonna take it off right where the middle is, and then you're gonna put it right back. That's basically so we can get his shirt over his head. And then with this part, all you're gonna do is slightly bring your hand underneath his head right here. Oops. And you're going to bring his head, kind of curl his head in your hand. Bring his shirt over his head. Bring your other hand underneath the shirt here. And pull down it just to bring his head through the shirt hole. And make sure it's kind of even over his shoulders and cover him back up. Basically, we're going to now do the same thing that we did when we washed his face, but we're going to wash underneath his arm, his armpit. The side drawer here is just deodorant. So you take the deodorant out, and you put that on his lap with the rag, and then the sling is always on this spot here. So you're going to take the sling, and the best way to do it is when you have the sling up, you're going to fold it so this part is like this. This is opened all the way. This is the inner part. This is the outer part. The difference you can tell is the straps are in the outer, are sewed on the outer part, so you want them outside. So then you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to take the leg straps, fold them up like this, and then you're going to put the sling on this side of the bed. You're going to pull the sheet over and the blanket. Remove this one pillow that's right here and just set that down there for temporary. Then you're going to take the sling and you're going to put it in place right here. You're going to kind of move the pillow a little out of the way that's up here. Don't take the pillow off. Leave the pillow there because it's safety pinned into the sheet of the bed. You're going to kind of lay the sling out. And then another thing you're going to do at this point is you're going to remove the weight that's around his hip area here on the side of his leg right here. There's a weight that's right here. That's to keep his leg into place and his hips kind of straight. And stick it up there, out of your way, so you don't have to worry about it at this present moment. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring his arm up. Be careful when you bring his arm up. You're going to want to kind of bring it up a little bit and then out. So when you lift his arms or his hands or anything, always make sure you grab right around his wrist, but don't grab too hard. Clean the armpit area with the soap. And you're going to wipe it off with the other side of the rag. Then you're going to put deodorant in. Then you're going to bring his arm back down and just let it sit there for a second. And then you're going to roll his sleeve up and kind of put your hand through here. And then what you're going to do is bring his hand up and kind of couple his fingers. Pull the shirt down over his hand. Then at that time you're going to kind of grab by his wrist again to bring his shirt down. Then you're going to put his arm back into place, cover that side up, and do the same thing on this side. You're going to roll blanket back in the sheet. Take away the weight. And the weight on this side is in the same exact place as the weight on that side. You're going to move this towel and put that down there too. Same way that we did that arm, we're going to do this arm. The only difference with this side would put in, the reason why you do that side compared to this side when he's laying in bed, it's a lot easier to do that side first than this side. It's a little bit more of a challenge when you do this side because, you know, you have to keep his hand really controlled. And what I do on this side is I kind of cuff his hand on this side. And the reason why I don't do it on that side is because it's too hard, because you're bending over him and, you know, just same way that you did that arm, you do this arm. You bring it over his shoulder a little bit and bring it down. Make sure you straighten out the sleeves. And then at this time, all I'm going to do is kind of pull down the front of his shirt to kind of make it a lot easier when we pull down the back of his shirt. So with this, you're just going to want to raise his arm up a little bit, pull it down, and put it back into place. What that's going to do is going to kind of keep the shirt down and in place. So then you do the same thing to this side. Maybe. And then you just leave it, put his hand into place, cover him back up. Then all you're going to do is kind of put everything away that you've done so far. You put the deodorant back into the drawer. You got the remote control, and you're going to push head up again, and then head, and then up. That's going to bring the head of the bed up. Come back into the bathroom here, and just put the rag here on the counter. So it's out of the way, and we're going to need it a little later anyway. So just as before, we're going to roll back the sheet a little bit, disposing the leg. We're going to grab right underneath the ankle and kind of underneath the kneecap, and just kind of rotate it in and straighten it out. And cover it back up. Now, at this point, since we got to deal with the sling and everything, we're going to pull this down and just put his arms on the outside. Take the controller, push it again, push up, and that's going to bring the head of the bed all the way up. This is how we did his medication. You're not going to put your hand all the way through to bring his head up, to put the pillow underneath. You're going to just put it behind his head here. Remove this pillow. Turn up his collar, because this pillow is very rough and it scratches him. So all you're going to do is bring the shirt collar, kind of fold the shirt collar so it's all the way up. You might want to get on. And then with the head pillow, all you're going to do is slide it behind his head here a little bit. Pull it in. Whoops.
Pull it apart in the front.
Pull the pillow apart. All you're going to do is grab both sides of the pillow and just pull it out. You're going to straighten out his hands again. You're going to straighten out the right leg again. Same as before. Same exact spots. But this time you're going to straighten it out and bring it in a little bit more, because now we're going to lean him forward. This pillow you just throw over there, out of your way. You want to leave the remote control here on the bed. So then all you're going to do here is put your hand kind of on the small of his back, just on his side here. Small of his back a little bit, not too far underneath, but just enough. Your other hand's going to go along the side of the bed, kind of at an angle, right down the middle part of his back. Now we're going to lean him forward. You're going to count 1, 2, 3. Lean him forward and to the left. Push him to the left a little bit. Usually your hand's supposed to be right about here if you do it right. Then you're just going to pull his shirt down in the back, over your hand first. Then you're going to put your hand in the kind of the small of his back here, to pull it down in the back here. Sometimes you got to straighten it out a few dozen times to get it all the way down. Then the next thing you're going to do is grab the sling here. Kind of throw it over the back of the bed. Straighten it out up here. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to kind of tuck it down underneath him. About I'd say a quarter of an inch underneath his butt. Okay, how's that feel, Eric?
Feels okay.
Feels okay. And then all you're going to do is make sure the back of it's straightened. And you're going to kind of keep your elbow here and bring him back. And kind of center, make sure he's centered, inside the sling here. Then normally what I do is I kind of press him against me a little bit and grab the remote control. You hit down, come back here to that same spot you were at before and push him to the left a little bit. Not too much, just enough so he's centered, straight up and down. He has his spine curves to the right, so that's why you push him to the left. Then it gets to a certain point, you can let go here, kind of fix the mask a little bit because you'll hear it leaking.
Pull the pillow down a little bit, the back.
You pull the pillow down a little bit. It's just lift this head just a tiny bit, and just push the pillow down.
Yep.
There's a red towel along the side here. That's to basically keep his arm up. If it's in your way, you can take it out. On this card here, there's two towels. There's two towels. One is for the bottom of the bed. After you bring him into the bathroom, you come back in, you straighten up everything on the bed and everything. And the other one, the white one here, is for his lap across his private area. The other one that sits here for the time being. Here, all we're going to do is you're going to put the remote control there. So, then you kind of just roll it up to his hands here, exposing his hands and his underwear. Now all we're going to do is put the towel across his lap, move his hands up, and kind of put it up around his waist here. You're going to put his hands back in place because that's going to keep the towel in place. Now, at this point, you're going to grab here at the top of his underwear and underneath his underwear on both sides. On both sides of his underwear. And then you're going to pull down. And push it to the bottom of his feet. You're going to have to straighten up the towel again because you're pulling down his underwear. Straighten up the towel. And then, now you're going to take off his underwear and put the leg straps into place. So you're going to kind of grab right underneath his kneecap. You're going to kind of cuddle his knee and your arm, and on your forearm here. Have your hand kind of on his calf. You're going to lift up a little bit, pull the underwear off, bring the sling under, the straps of the sling. Put it back into place, straighten it out. Then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Just as you did this side, you're going to do the same way on this side. The only difference is with this leg now, since you're on this side and you're kind of leaning over him, you're just going to kind of put your hand underneath his calf. You're going to lift straight up, pull off his underwear, and put it back down. Now, the one thing you got to make sure of and that you have to keep in mind is you got to make sure his leg's straight. Then you're going to cross him here. Left over, right over left, usually. Roll the sheet back down. Take his underwear, throw him in the clothes basket.